live, eat, breathe, sleep, wanting to mod your car. Well, hey guys, got another question here to answer. He writes, "Hello Casey, I do have a question on how you started building cars, because I'm trying to get started in that world and it's just been hard with being 23 years old and having a full-time job. Also, I live in a place that doesn't really allow you to work on cars, historic military base, where they don't want any fluids or anything on the street, and I don't have any friends that are really into cars at all. I have a good start, I think. I bought a slightly modded Mustang, and so far I've changed out the clutch and the flywheel to stage 2, and I have many more things I want to do to it, but no real opportunity to do it. So I guess I'm sort of asking, what's a good first step towards getting into that sort of life? Tommy Bird." Well, Tommy, I appreciate you reaching out and asking the question, and I am looking forward to talking about it and going for a drive. So, first of all, hey man, kudos for working on the Mustang. Changing a clutch and a flywheel is no small task. It takes some heavy lifting and, some intelligence to do it right. So, long story short, you're already on your way. But I see the constraints you got. I know what it's like. You live in an area, if you can't work on it, that's just gonna be tough. If you don't have a garage, if you don't have the tools, quite frankly, if you don't have the resources and money just to mod the heck out of stuff and fix it, then that's gonna be tricky. So let's go at this from another direction. You maintaining your Mustang, doing slight modifications tuning on it, showing that you can change a clutch, that's already proving that you're a pretty good mechanic, okay? So what you need to do is sort of build your portfolio. Look at how, I was wondering if those people were photobombing me. Let's get out of here, right? So anyway, you gotta worry about building your portfolio. I think you've already done enough that somebody might give you a shot to working on cars, okay? So with your car, think of that as your brand, your Mustang. That's your rolling resume in a way, man, right? Now, I wanna bring something up to you. So a lot of young people have their car and they're excited. I was there, trust me. And you live, eat, breathe, sleep, wanting to mod your car. And I get that, and it's expensive. So here's the thing, car mods are freaking expensive. I mean, you can blow $100, $200, $1,000, $5,000 like it's nothing. But in reality, that's a lot of money. It really actually is. So what I'd like to bring up to you is, have fun with your car, but realize when you spend money modding something like that, that's money you're probably not going to get back if you're going to go to sell it. And, I genuinely know the value of a dollar. I think you do too. It's hard to make money. It's easy to lose it. So you got to think, how are you going to make that go a long ways? And why I bring it up is because you've already shown you're a mechanic, right? You can do good things. Somebody's going to give you a shot, but you want to keep building your portfolio. So what can you do that you can show that you're a good craftsman, mechanic, fabricator, etc., but not spend a ton of money or even make a little bit? So you don't have a garage. You're on this old military base, right? Think about things you can do in a small area, even like in an apartment or in a garage. So where I'm going with this is, what if you find an old engine, right? Some small engines. Maybe you go on Craigslist and find some vintage go-kart engines, whether 2-stroke or 4-stroke, like an old flathead Briggs or, a Yamaha or something, or, US Ben 820 Power B or something like this. These are things that you can potentially rebuild or refurbish or fix up and learn your mechanical skills and potentially make money reselling it, okay? Now, it's up to you to look into the markets, to know what you're buying, to make a sound decision, and to learn about that. If you don't know something, find the right people to ask, read a book, etc. So that's up to you, okay? Don't go blaming me if you make bad choices. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of things you can do that's gonna augment and build your portfolio, your resume as being a mechanic, and make you a smart fabricator and even engineer, and help you if you ever get to go racing or build a race car, etc. Even more so than maybe just small engines or different engines, think about this. So radio control cars, vintage slot cars, maybe even old control line cars, like the gas powered ones from tether line cars from way back when. There's stuff like that make you a better craftsman that you can restore and resell. There's a lot of really neat collectible things out there. So again, you have to look at what your resources are, what your tools are, what your skills are. But if you find on like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace is a really good place to get deals, you find some neat old rail control cars from the 80s or 90s and you're restoring these things, then goofballs like me that want to rekindle their childhood might pay you too much money for it. So you got to think about all these things. That's also going to make you smart with business and help make you a better mechanic. No joke, man. And I tell you what, I'm driving through Toledo right now, Ohio, which is no picnic anyway, and I'm on I-75, and the cops do this really crappy thing where they hide behind fences and just shoot people's license plates and send you tickets, even if everybody's going the same speed and you're going slower than the police out there. So this is really not fun because it's just a gauntlet. Anyway, back to you, man. So think about that. The other thing is, I don't know if you're into bicycling at all or mountain bikes, but there's a lot of cool mountain bikes from the 90s or 2000s that are full suspension. You know, maybe they have pneumatic shocks, elastomers, they have oil dampening, fluid dampening. So these are things that you can buy rather inexpensively, fix up, restore, make better. If you put this on your portfolio and you take it seriously and you document it and you learn the setup, not only is it maybe something that you can sell, maybe make a few bucks on, but it's just adding to your portfolio. Because think about it. The Wright brothers were bicycle mechanics. I know that sounds silly and old, but let's be honest. People who are real fabricators, real innovators, real engineers, real mechanics, they don't just learn from cars. They don't just learn from going and buying expensive parts for some car and bolting them on. They learn from everything. And people who work on cars, especially very specialized things, maybe that's historic Formula One racing cars, maybe that's doing Ferrari services. Those people recognize true talent. So if you've already shown you can be a mechanic with your Mustang, then you need to show you're a craftsman and that you can understand lots of different techniques for different things, different materials, different systems, etc. So, you know, think about it. It doesn't just have to be cars. There's more than one ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of neat things out there. Why do I know this? Because that's everything I did when I was young, okay? All those things when I was a kid, building radio control cars, slot cars, painting bodies, restoring them, setting them up, racing go-karts, fiddling with little vintage motorcycles. All these ended up making me a much better mechanic, a much better racing mechanic when the time came, and an engineer who can actually be hands-on and have a great just feel, seat of the pants to make things happen. So I hope that helps you out a little bit. Feel free to write me any other questions, and maybe it gave you a little perspective. But start looking out there. You got the internet. Have at it, man. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the day. I'm enjoying my drive, and I hope you subscribe. See you next time.